So welcome to Scrapbook Live. Today's Friday, January 17th. I am Megan Jacks, and today we're going to be putting together a layout from the Creative Memories blog. And this is a birthday layout. It's got these really fun, cute balloons at the top of the layout. And they use the Noteworthy Days collection. Creative Memories just launched their birthday Jubilee collection. So maybe you may not have that quite yet. I think they're still getting it all shipped out. But upcoming, you'll have that, or you have really, as you see with Noteworthy Days, you can use this technique with anything to create anytime you need balloons. Kind of just put this in your mind that you've got the tools to make these balloons. And I will tell you guys, if that piece by piece punch set, this is it kind of looks like it's like a petal, like it could be a duck's foot, like a webbed foot, sort of, maybe. I guess the webbing's the wrong way, but it does make a really nice, the tie portion of that balloon. So that's fun there. And I am doing pictures from Cody's 10th birthday, which is this last November. And it's going to be done with the Party Time collection. Sorry. I've done all these birthday papers with art pages already with Party Time. I bought lots of Party Time to keep making my birthday pages with it. So I'm just going to keep rocking and rolling with Party Time. I will be playing with the birthday Jubilee though as well, because I do like it. I really do like I like the blues and the oranges together. Those are really nice. And you can add a lot of complementary colors in there. Blue and orange are almost new neutrals, right? I mean, blue for sure, but orange, when you pair it with blue, high energy, nice and neutral. Fun times. So I'm gonna switch over here to my overhead camera and we will get going. All right, so I've got my handout. If you need the handout, I have it all pre-formatted for you. It's available on my blog. There's a link up here with the QR code. You can go to the Creative Memories blog and see the original post, and I do give the publication date, so if it's easier for you to search by that, you can search by the month and then you'll be able to pop it up. You can also, within the Creative Memories website, when you're searching for things, you can search by collection. You can search by tool that is used. So this one uses the Cyclic Circles Border Maker cartridge. So things like that, if you're wanting to do some searches and find things, but it's always a great resource. So hopefully you're able to be utilizing that resource on a regular basis. So I mentioned before that I'm going to be using the Party Time collection. So you can see here, I've actually I pre-laid this out because I wasn't sure how I wanted everything to go together. I will walk you guys through making this. If you need a 2-page layout for this, this is going to be a good one where you can just create that second page and carry those balloons along the top of the second page. So you just have kind of a whole big border of balloons across the top of your layout, and then you'll have the ability to add additional ones there, or additional photos. So you're going to want to start off with a background page. And I am going to be using, out of the Party Time, I think it was Party Time Blue. Yeah, Party Time Blue, they have this craft paper that has stars on it, and I'm going to be using that. And then we have some other details here we need to look at. We're going to be making some balloons. You're going to need your ovals from the custom cutting system. We're going to be using patterns 2, which is the second smallest, 3, which is the second largest, and 4, which is the largest. Sometimes I kind of wish Creative Memories would label them the same way. 1 being the smallest, 4 being the largest. I mean, honestly, they could go the other direction if they really wanted to. I just wish they were numbered so that we wouldn't have to use so many words to say like second smallest or second largest. It would just be my preference. And you also want your blue blade and your cutting mat to be able to cut on that. So you have those available when you're wanting to make your balloons. I've got my background page. I am going to be using the Confetti Border Maker cartridge as my, on the bottom where they show cyclic circles, which is a really great border maker cartridge. I'm going to be using Confetti just because I wanted a little more party vibe with it. And so I'm going to be using the Confetti. It is retired. I do have it available on my personal inventory website if you didn't happen to already grab a copy of it. And let's see, I decided when putting this together, I knew I wanted to utilize some yellow in there. I also knew I wanted the blue and the green. Yellow, blue, green, and red. So then it was kind of thinking about, where do I want to use these colors? I need 3 colors, it'll be my balloons, and then I need colors at the top and the bottom. Well, for me, it was just kind of like looking at coloring. Like I knew yellow was going to be one of the balloons. At the top and the bottom was going to be too light. I really just preferred to have something maybe a little bit darker at the top or the bottom. So then it was kind of like, okay, yellow is going to be in there for sure. And then I was thinking about, well, what do I want to do? Do I want blue and red? And I could go green across the top. Well, I don't know. And then I was like, well, I mean, you could kind of see where this is headed based on what I've already cut. Then it was like, well, maybe I could do red across the top, and I'd have the blue, the yellow, and the green as my balloons. And that'd be okay too. But what I ended up doing is I went with red, green, and yellow as my balloons. And I'm going to be using this here for the across the top. So Kim's asking, what would I suggest if you don't want to do balloons? You could do circles, just kind of have circles layering across the top. You could still do the ovals. I don't know that if you don't put, you'll see here, if you don't put the little tie things on the bottom, they just look like the bottoms of ovals. And we don't have to draw like squiggly lines for the string or anything like that. So you might consider it. Maybe you would do, instead of they have set up with 3, you might do 4 smaller ones and just kind of have them overlapping with each other. You could also just come in with a punch or a decorative paper there. All right, so they want us to start at the top and the bottom, cutting 3/8 inch strips of paper, whatever we're putting at the top and whatever we're putting at the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and cut them. And as you guys know, I'm gonna dry fit this all together. So I'm gonna grab my trimmer. You could use a decorative blade on this if you wanted it to have a little bit of extra oomph, but I'm good just having it not. So I'm gonna use a straight blade. Now, 3/8 of an inch is not clearly defined on this trimmer. Just so you know, 3/8 of an inch is going to be actually right here. That very first printed line that you see is 3/8 of an inch. They really don't give us a whole lot of guidance between, this over here and this over here, but it is 3/8 of an inch right there, just so you know. The first printed line at the very top is 3/8 of an inch. You're going to need 2 of these. There's one. I'll cut the second one. 2. All right, I'm going to set this paper aside. Might come back to it for some additional, I'll need it in a little bit because the way I'm going to do the bottom, I may have to cut another piece, but I'm going to do the directions first and then I'll show you some modifications. So I've got my pieces at the top. There's a piece up here. And a piece down here. Now the next step, they want us to go ahead and they want us to punch the border. They tell us that's what they do. They kind of build things up from the bottom and then they come down from the top. When I did this, I wasn't 100% sure what I was going to punch my border in. I knew I wanted the blue to be at the top and the bottom. I actually, I had also decided they have a piece of designer paper in here. You can see it's kind of the, what did they call it? The plaid designer paper, I guess is what they call it. And you layer your borders on, you layer your next piece above that. I have a piece, and that piece is 3 inches tall. And I'm gonna use this place here. I see Judy's commenting that she likes the idea of wine glasses. That would be kind of fun if you reversed it and you use the U shapes, and just kind of put looks like, beverage inside of it. That'd be super cute. I'm going to use this polka dot paper. I need 3 inches of it. So I'm going to go ahead and trim 3 inches. And I'm just piecing the stuff that I know what I want it to be. I'm piecing that in there. And then I will come back and pick the colors I don't know. So I know I want the polka dots. I'm not sure what's going to go right here. I know it's going to be made with the confetti BMC, but I'm not sure on the color. I need to get my other colors and even my photos on here and take a look, like what am I feeling is needed in that location. So next up, I need to go ahead, I'm gonna make my balloons. So you're gonna want your the ovals, and you're gonna wanna grab your blue blade, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut 3 ovals. Now, the first oval is going to be whatever our center color is. I'm saying that because I know it's going to be the yellow. Yellow is my center color. Yellow is my center color. I'm going to use the center balloon is the largest balloon. So we're going to use the largest oval, oval number 4, and we're going to find approximately where halfway is on this thing. And if you've ever marked your the the pattern, excuse me, I'm having a moment here. There, I have mine marked in the middle. You can see there is a manufacturing dot in there that I have colored with a Sharpie. So I know where the middle is. There's the other one. You see it right there? Right above right there. That's the middle of my pattern. And so what I'll do is I'm going to set this on here, and I'm going to use the blue blade. Remember, give yourself a good margin there. That blue blade is the one that sticks out the farthest or has the widest margin from the guide over to the actual blade. And I'm going to cut. I'm going to start my blade actually on the paper and then go from edge to edge. So there's my first. If you are making balloons, you can go ahead and grab your punch. You could also just free cut something. You could cut triangles, whatever you want. And I'm just going to go ahead and bring it over here and punch. So there's my balloon and my little tie, the bottom. Next up, I'm going to do the red. And the red, it doesn't matter to me. In my opinion, it doesn't matter which size of the oval I use. One is going to be with the 3 and one of them will be with oval number 2. I don't think it matters one side or the other. It does look like they put the smaller one a little bit more over here on the left side of the page because they bring up the photos a little higher. So if that matters to you, you might want to keep the smaller one on the side. You're going to stack your photos. But red and green, I'll be able to go mix them back and forth to each other. So I'm going to go ahead and use the oval number 3 on my red paper. Again with my blue blade. Somebody said they were using stars. That's a great one to do. Any of the other shapes you could do. Hearts would be a little hard because they definitely have a top and the bottom. And oh yeah, somebody's commenting, they're saying my tie pattern is going the opposite way as my paper. I think it's going to be okay though. We'll just pretend nobody's going to notice that. I probably should have paid a little bit more attention. Hearts would be hard to do at the top just because there's a definite top and a bottom, but you could do diamonds. You could do circles, ovals, stars, anything that you feel like you can cut it in half and see enough to make it make sense in the layout. And again, I need to go ahead and punch the tie part. And then I'm going to cut one more out of the green. And I'm going to use oval number 2 with this. So this is the smallest oval. If you wanted to have more balloons, you want more colors, you can make your balloons all a little bit smaller. That will work. I've got all of those cut now. I did not punch my green. The substitute for a balloon tie, there is somebody asking about that. What you could substitute in is you could just do a triangle. You could just free cut it. I mean, honestly, you just kind of see there that if you have a heart, you can maybe do a heart and just kind of weave the edge. You're just looking for an overall shape, which is just kind of like a triangular shape. Maybe cut the hard points off, so it's a more like a rounded, not like a hard triangle, but more like rounded or something. That would be how I would do it. Okay, so we're gonna go yellow, red on this side. We're gonna do green over here. Everything's just dry fitting. If you don't want so much of that balloon to come down, if you need a little bit more space, you could always push your pieces up, especially the center one that's there. You could have it not dip down so far into your layout, and then you would just cut it off, any of the excess that pops out the top, just cut that off. So here we go, we're starting to see this. Now I wanted to go ahead and use a mat to mat the photo. And I'm gonna build mine the opposite. When I laid this out earlier today, I built it opposite. I don't know why. I know I want my reds to be opposite each other. This red is the bigger of the ovals, so if it comes down a little bit further, that's fine. Actually, let's see. I actually did that backwards. This is the one that's supposed to come down more. This one will be a little bit up, whatever. It's fine. It's all gonna work fine. I have some photos. So there's a photo of Cody. It was his 10th birthday. It was actually his golden birthday. He was born on November 10th, and it was his 10th birthday. And so we have a picture. My husband got him a pocket knife. Now he is only allowed to use that pocket knife with like under supervision, but it's his pocket knife. So he was very excited to be able to have that. He kind of like, I don't want to say played with it. That's not the right word, but he and my husband, they talked about it and whatever, but he hasn't really done much with it since. I think it was more like now is like, oh, there's tweezers in there. You got a splinter. Let's go get your pocket knife and we'll get it, get the tweezers out and try to. So here's the direction that we're going. I'm going to put the balloon ties will be there. I'm gonna end up bringing that balloon up. I will tell you, I am not. They have the title on here, which is super cute. They use those the letter ABCs that were the die cut ABCs that were just available at the beginning of this month. They use those to create party time, and so they needed a big balloon to put that on. I don't plan to put letters on mine. Normally I would, but it just didn't quite work out the way I wanted to. I think since I'm going with that bright yellow, and I really wanted to use gold letters because it's his golden birthday. So I'm gonna just probably come in across the top with the multicolored birthday border across the top of the balloons. So I don't need all of that space coming down. You could journal in your balloon. I mean, I could come in here and put some journaling at the top if I wanted to, but I need to have a good amount of space over there. These pictures, I'm not sure how I'm going to handle them yet. That's another spot that I didn't quite figure out. But here's what I got going. So now here is kind of like what color is missing. What color do I want to do? I will tell you, I kind of leaned a little bit more of using the green. I decided that the green was going to be what I was going to use because I just thought that the green in there would work the best. Bring some of that green down. I've got the red. I've got more green coming in here. I've got a lot of yellow already here, right? So I could bring in more yellow down here in the bottom, and I might do that, and I'll show you how I'm going to bring in. I don't know if it's going to be yellow, it might be gold. I could have made a big gold balloon here too, but I really just thought I would leave with actually the thing is the gold shimmer. I don't want to say it clashes. It just didn't pop off of the craft background the same way that this bright yellow does. So I thought I'll just use gold in more kind of decorative ways. I'm going to use it as part of the title. I've got some punched letters. They're the die cut letters that I did with the gold shimmer paper. So I am going to use, and I've already got it punched. So when you punch this, this is a, well, I'll just show you. I think I can get another one out of this piece here. Yes, I've got enough space to punch and cut another set of confetti border here. And I'll use it for, I'm going to have enough to double this. So I can make another birthday layout. I'm trying to think which child of mine that I haven't done. I haven't done my own birthday, so maybe I'll make one for my birthday. I think we took pictures. Did we take pictures? I don't remember. So whatever you're going to punch here, you're going to go ahead and punch your border. If it's a chain style border, that's fine. If it's an edge style, that's also fine. This is the knockout style of border punch. So after I punch it, I'm going to trim to 1 1/8 inch. That is the same measurement that they give you in the directions, because they use cyclic circles, which is also a knockout style border punch. So it's going to sit down here. I'm going to move these pictures out of the way for the moment. It's going to sit down here, but I need something behind it. I mean, I guess I really don't, but I want something. On camera, you can see a little bit. In person, to me, I feel like you just can't see it as much because you get a little bit more of that white that's coming through from the star crafty paper that's the background. So I want to back this with something, and I'm actually going to go ahead and use the blue paper here. So what I could have done down here is, instead of cutting 3/8 of an inch, I could have cut like 1 3/8 or maybe like 1.5 inches to come up all the way and get underneath this border. But I'm just going to go ahead. I'll trim another inch off of this side, or I'll trim 1 inch off of it, and I'll back this border with it. Yeah, my husband is a former Marine, and it was kind of funny when Cody was born on the 10th, because that's the Marine Corps birthday. So my husband is just very excited because we celebrate Cody's birthday, but we kind of joke when it's that Scott really should get an extra big piece too, because it's his birthday as well. Um, so here we go. There is that. Now, one of the things I think I'm going to do here is, I told you guys I was going to work in some gold elements. These are going to come down a little bit lower. This will come a little bit lower. I want to work in some gold elements to this because it's his golden birthday. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and punch out. Well, look at all you 11, 10 birthdays. I'm going to punch out some of the confetti and get some of these stars. And then what I can do is I will be able to come in and I can use like my glue, my adhesive pen, and come in and put in a little bit of adhesive. And the adhesive will go on kind of a milky blue color. Well, this one is just being a little bit stubborn this time. And I'll be able to add in some gold stars to the layout. So probably wherever there's gold, or wherever there's stars, I will go ahead and work in the gold. So we'll kind of have a two-tone You can see those going in there. Just little bits of the gold across here. If I really wanted to get fancy, I could come in with other, in the dots, I could come in with something else if I really wanted to make the border look even more fancy. So I'm going to set that aside. I'll work on that. I am going to go ahead and start adhering some pieces in. I feel like I'm to that point where I can do some adhering. I like how everything's coming together. Grab the I'm going to build it up from the bottom to the top. With this designer piece of paper, kind of the fun polka dots. Has all the colors in it. And up here at the top, I'm going to go ahead and put my balloons down first. Remember, I want my balloons to be just a little bit higher up. So I'm actually going to come flush at the top of the page with the red and the green balloon. We'll do completely flush at the top. The yellow balloon I will actually have sticking out over the top edge, and I'll trim that off afterwards. I do want the yellow balloon to be centered, so I'm going to try to get my mat on here and then try to figure out where that center point is. Let's see, it looks to be about right there. I think, did that slide in here? I feel like maybe it like slid down. I lost one of the ties down the back of one of the papers, but I don't think so. All right. Yellow, green, and I'm not sure where red went. I may have to punch another one. The blue across the top. I'm going to rotate my paper so I can see where I'm putting this. All right. So there, and then I will come in and put in these pieces. And I think I lost the red one. I think when I lifted things up, it slid under here. But I don't know for sure. Maybe not. I don't know where it went. I'll punch another one. And depending on how you want, that one actually may have to sit on top of a picture, so I may have to adjust that. And yes, I don't know where the red one went. So I will punch another one. I think it's stuck on a picture. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's over here. Oh, well, I found it. Yeah, I should just pay attention more. Like you guys keep it, it's on one of those pictures. You guys are like, it's like, where's Waldo? You know, when you're like, find the seek and find on Megan's messy desk. That's really that's the next challenge that I should do is have like a big messy desk and then like put like things in there and then let's like I spy. I'm gonna tell Tessa that. We're gonna have to play I spy one of these times. That would be. Okay, so now it's the pictures. This photo is gonna go in the middle of this mat. I trimmed it down. And I do have space at the top and at the bottom. And that was deliberate. I couldn't really come all the way to the top. I really would have liked to have been able to do that. The way this mat is set up is just a little weird. And I really do need as much space as I can get. But I can go a little bit more off. Let me cut, just trim just a smidge more. You guys will see why in a minute. I have to be able to get some letters on here. They don't fit on here perfect. They do fit. I'm gonna take this down to about not quite 5 or 4 3/4 or 5. Yeah, 4 3/4 tall. I have punched some letters out and they spell out "you're golden." And that's gonna come over on this side over here. Let me start to show you guys. I won't, so it's gonna be like up here and they don't fit on there perfect. I could use Creative Memories had some gold letters, but they are a little bit of a, this is more of a golden. And so it just says and I have an apostrophe in here. I will be grammatically correct. I do have an apostrophe, but I will tell you that thing it's tiny. Look there's a little I and a little apostrophe in there. And well, it's not an I, it's actually the exclamation point dot. And I don't want to lose it. So I'm not going to put them on yet until I'm ready. So it's going to say your, and then it'll say golden. And this is a set of dies I got off of like scrapbook.com or something. I can't remember which font it is. I'd have to look it up. Golden. And then it will have an apostrophe. So I have to make some spacing, but it's going to say you're golden. All right. And have an exclamation point. So then we've got that. That's going to sit over here as such. We're going to have some more gold details across the bottom. And then the photos, the additional photos where he's opened up the gift and he's got these 2 photos, one with him and his sibling, and Kevin wasn't home. He misses out on Cody and mine's birthday, being that it's during the school year. And I think I cannot figure out whether I want to mat these photos, because I feel like maybe they need to be matted. They're not matted in the original, but unless I cluster them together, maybe I'll try that. I'll just do that. I'm gonna take off, it looks like 1/8 of an inch. So this is really just working to get photos that are the size of the photos that work for the photos that I have, and that work for where I want them to be on the layout. So yeah, there we go. So they're going to be like clustered together as one big block. I think I'll do that. They're clustered together as one big block. I might bring them up just a little bit. We'll see. And bring this over in here like such. And then we'll see. We'll see what this looks like across the top here. I don't know. I think if I do it, I'm going to have to go clear up top. I don't know that I can come in and do happy. I mean, I could probably come in what do you guys think if I bring this in and just have happy and then birthday across the yellow balloon? The problem I'm going to run into is that my stuff will just be floating, right? So imagine happy and then birthday. I can't decide. I have to think about that maybe a little bit. I'm not 100% sold on that idea. This is where, when you actually start getting everything together, you're just thinking, oh, maybe that wasn't the direction I wanted to go with this. And so whether or not I want to come in and go ahead and put, I don't know, I could come in with happy birthday. I think I can maybe get birthday to fit across here. Birthday's a long letter, and you're actually coming in on the narrower portion of the balloon, so it's a little bit harder to get, happy and birthday. And especially if I use this font, I would need to use maybe a different font. So I'm gonna have to kind of, I think, play with it a little bit. I could journal there. My handwriting is not great, guys. I really, really, really detest using my handwriting on things, just because my handwriting is atrocious. So let me play with it a little bit. It might be one of these things I actually have to walk away from it a little bit and figure that out. There is, Janet, there is a banner punch that I could maybe come in and see. The thing is, it does it in well, there's a banner punch that is individual banners. And I could come across there with that. That would be one way I could do banners, just flat banners that say, I don't know whether I can do it all the way across happy birthday. There is also the banner punch, which does like the thing. And maybe I could do that. I might punch it like in maybe the blue. I might do navy. I might do blue. I don't know. It's going to be an area where I'm going to have to do there. Kimberly, you do bring up a good thing. I could do just number 10. And I might do that. I might do hashtag or like it's for the number sign and then 10 in one of my bigger fonts. Yeah, I think that's going to be the best way to do it. And I'll probably do it in blue. Uh, I don't know whether I'll do it in navy or I'll do it in blue, but I will do it in a darker color to make sure it's up here. And then it'll still stay over here. You're golden. I really wanted to be able to say, because I thought that was a fun way to do it. And leave those on there. So overall, this is what it's going to look like with number sign 10 on there so that we all know that the kiddo turned 10 on. And I'll put the date somewhere too. I'll figure out. I mean, we all kind of. I never put their actual days. I usually put the year because it's. I don't know why. I don't feel like I need to put on there that it was done, that these pictures were taken on um, November 10th. I feel like it just include the year. I mean, it might be easy to know this number 9, so we know it's 2024. But when you sometimes have to do the math, right? So, am I printing the font from a computer? No, I don't. I don't do a lot of computer work with my scrapbooking aside from organizing and printing my pictures. I will tell you, I have been very, very tempted to do stuff on journal boxes, like getting the digital journal boxes or from Creative Memories, the mats, and using the Project Life app, or you could use Canva would also be an option. You can upload your 4x6 or whatever size mat or some of the you could just, and you don't even have to do that. You could just do a white background and type it out, the journaling, and then print it. I could do it on my computer too. I like sometimes to do things that are on my phone because then I can sit and do it while I'm not really doing anything else, and so sometimes it feels convenient on my phone, though it is faster to type on my computer. And Canva is nice because you could do Canva on your computer. You can also do Canva on your phone and they can go interchange. So that's an option there too. But I got a little bit of work left to do. I'm going to tell you guys, you got to be a little patient. My husband and I are going to go for a walk after this, enjoy the beautiful sunshine before Cody gets home from school. So I'll probably be coming back to this a little bit later. I will get the video headed to YouTube so we can have that. But the final details, though, were coming. And it's a great idea, Janet. She says that she cuts down the cardstock and sends it through the computer for journaling, and that would be definitely a way to do it, is to do the computer journaling. I have some layouts I did when my oldest was younger, and I actually had some where it was lots of typing. It was a lot of typing that I kind of laid things out, knew where I wanted to do things, formatted it all in. I was using like Microsoft Word at the time, and then I would just shove it through my printer. And I was printing on 8.5 by 11 because that was the size that I was using for his layouts. I did a lot of single page or single photo layouts on 8.5 by 11, and I'd print photos a little larger, 5 by 7s, 8 by 10s, chop them down. So a lot different, just a little bit of a different style than I am doing more now. It's kind of fun going back and looking through his books when he was little. So, Kathleen, you're saying you weren't understanding how, do you mean like how to do the journal boxes on like your printer? I'm not sure if that's what you're asking about, but you would just need to format a box in a word processing program, the size that you want your box to be on your page. So I probably wouldn't do this until I had my layout almost completely done. And then once you know the size of the journal box that you need, you'll be able to go into your word processing program. You can create a text box that's the right size, or you can just use your rulers. It depends on what type of a word processing, whether you're using Microsoft Word, you're using Google Docs. That would be an option. Your other option is to format something in something like Canva, where you can, set it up to a certain size and create the box. All right. So you just kind of have to play around with it a little bit. And the nice thing about it is if you're doing that, if you start to play around with you're doing your journaling on the computer and you want to cut those boxes out, before you cut and print on your cardstock, is go ahead and test it out on just a piece of printer paper. And then you can make sure that one, you like the font, you like the size that you've done. And then once you've got that set, then go ahead and feed in your the cardstock to be able to do. And I might, Creative Memories has some options. You might try the bright white cardstock, might work really nice for the printer, something along those lines. All right. Thanks for joining me today. Don't have a lot of other, there's no new products coming out on Monday. I believe we have something scheduled for the 27th, I think. I don't know what it will be. Maybe the secret box. We know one's coming. We just, the timing of it, we're still waiting on. As I mentioned, we have Winter Frolic happening right now. Tessa and I do. We just had Power Hour. The next one is going to be on February 11th. And, there's lots of football stuff coming up this weekend, and we are getting real close to pitchers and catchers reporting for spring training for baseball. So I'm excited. We're getting there. I know Janice is out there. I know she's super excited, and baseball's almost here. It's exciting. All right, guys, I will see you all soon. I will be back next week. We will have something next Friday, so I will plan to definitely see you then. Thanks for watching.